Okay, let me set this up before we roll the video and show you the food that we got at the soul food restaurant. I've had delicious, good soul food from California to New York City to New Orleans, restaurants that did justice for making soul food. So imagine my sadness or shock when I went to a place in South Carolina that people recommended, a soul food place, Big Mike's Soul Food, when I ordered takeout that cost between $60 and $70. We ordered to go from the to go window, and the food was inconsistent. Some was okay, some was just not okay. You'll see in the video. And then the service was just a circus. So let me know in the comments if you'd pay between $60 and $70 for the soul food experience that I had. Okay, so we finally got our food from Big Mike's. It was a kind of a mix-up on their part. I'll explain that in another segment here. But what I've got is the seafood basket. It's got catfish in this, and should be shrimp. Let's see, let's taste this. No, that's oysters. That's fried oysters here. Let me try to get another piece of something. I don't care for that oyster. It's got kind of a bitter taste. I don't know if they cleaned them out good or what. It's got a kind of a bitter taste in that oyster. Let's try a shrimp. It's good. Nothing to write home about. Here's the coleslaw, this little itty bitty thing. You can get a couple forks of coleslaw. It's probably maybe the smallest coleslaw order I've seen. It's okay. No problem that it's so small, because it's all right. All right, so okay, from Big Mike's, this main tray of seafood. I'm gonna finish I don't know. I finished the shrimp. I'm gonna try to finish the catfish. It's a bit too salty. When you season catfish, you can put salt and maybe a few other seasonings, but maybe I was gonna say maybe it's a southern thing, and maybe, but not all southern people. You can't over salt, because then you go beyond what's tasty. All right. Okay, now bought a piece of this hush puppy. It's kind of maybe a little dry. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not my favorite thing. There's some fries on here, on the bottom, and that's probably, since they were so long getting our food to us, it's probably going to make them soak up the grease from the fish. The fries are okay. Oops. The fries are okay. Here's I think this is an oyster. The taste is kind of a little on the bitter side. I'm not sure where they got those oysters from. I didn't know I got hush puppies with the fish basket. So I wouldn't have ordered a side if I'd known that, possibly. Okay, let's bite into one of these. It's kind of hard. I know they're deep fried, but let's bite into it and see what we're dealing with. That's kind of dry too. Let me see if I can break another one up. These are hard. I better use my hand so I don't get the wife's car all crumbles. Okay, can you see that? These are, I may have to save these hush puppies for my chickens. You see how dry that is? And they're hard. Okay, so here is the peach cobbler from Big Mike's. I think I'm smelling cinnamon, and let's see. Okay, it might be good. Let's see. It's still warm, even though it took him like a long time to okay, let me see. I'm trying to see if the flour part is too doughy, or let me see. Yeah, it's kind of on the doughy. Yeah, it's kind of on the doughy side. Let me give it a third shot here. Here, see, let me. Here, this is kind of it's not bad. Oh, I should say it's not horrible. But I don't know, just maybe the other stuff is an experience. Issues we had at Big Mike's is maybe it's throwing me off. See all of that is kind of, I won't say it's crust because it's not firm. It's real kind of doughy. Might be okay with a glass of milk or something, because it is sugary, sweet, and there's taste cinnamon on it. Is it cinnamon or nutmeg? I don't know, is it possibly be too much sugar on your cobbler? And maybe that's a preference thing. I mean, this thing has so much sugar that I'm not trying to make peach preserves, which, you come down to the sugar, and the sugar is part of the preservation process. I tell you, I'm not impressed with Big Mike's. Okay, so let me give you a rundown of what happened. So we went up to the order and discussed in detail what we wanted. After looking at the menu, consulting with the checker, standing at the the to-go order window, which is outside the restaurant. It's a window that they open up, and you stand outside the restaurant and give your order. So we got the order, and I think she recapped what the order was, and she took my name, told her how to spell it. She took the phone number, which I gave her multiple times. So what they said she would do is text me when the order was ready. I guess this is their process. And so I wanted to make sure she had my number right, because I have a California area code, because I kept my number since I moved from California. But changing numbers is kind of like a major thing, so I kept my number. Gave her the full number. She put it in. I repeated to her what my number was. So we went and sat in a car, because it's a warm day, Daisy, and waited. Oh, I don't know how long we waited. It was a long time, very long time. So we got out and took pictures, and And my wife had the great idea. She said, well, why don't we go over there and see, check on our order. It was so long. And people were coming and going and ordering and getting their orders, I guess, or going inside and eating. So I went up to the window and asked her, okay, about our order. And the young lady seemed kind of a little befuddled and discombobulated. So she went and checked. We had ordered so much stuff, it was like a $60 order. She comes back with this one little styrofoam plate in a bag. And I'm like, that is not, can't be it. $60 for a little styrofoam plate, whatever it was. She closed the window and then went in the back and started checking on some stuff. And other people you can see inside the restaurant. They were walking up to the counter inside the restaurant, getting their orders and walking off. The to-go order window while we were standing outside, like as I say, she had closed that. So she fumbles around, and then after a long time, she comes back, and my wife had reminded me that I had a receipt, and on the receipt it does alliterate, list off all the stuff that we ordered. So I showed her the receipt, and then she says, we called you on the telephone and we've been calling you. I said, well, no, I had my phone and there's no call from them. The only call was some spammer calling from Pomona, California or something. And I said, well, I thought you'd text us when it's ready. She said, oh yeah, we text you too. So I pulled up my text log. There's no text, there's no call from them. And I showed it to her and said, no, you weren't calling me and you weren't texting me. And somewhere later down the process, she says, oh maybe I was calling the wrong number. And so they did have an order, and I guess it's been just sitting up there for ages. So she brings our order, which is quite a bit of stuff that's just been it was still warm, but it wasn't like they just prepped it and made it ready. So I told her, I said, well, you need to throw in an extra soda or something in there, because my wife had ordered a Sprite, but I didn't order a soft drink or anything to drink. And she just kind of smiled it off and gets our order. And I said, well, you're not going to give us an extra soda? And she kind of smiled off. We get our order, and we're checking stuff right at the window. They don't even have the soda that I paid for from my wife. And we have to have her go back and get the soda that I paid for. And I said, oh, okay, yeah, and bring me an extra, bring me a soda too, on the house, basically. She just smiling. I finally let it alone. It's ridiculous. They made us wait all the time based on them fumbling around and their mistake. People coming and going, getting their order, and they can't give me a bottle, a can of soda, a glass of water, or nothing. I tell you, I think. I'm sorry, Big Mike's. You guys have failed the test. So stay tuned. There's another soul food restaurant down here, and I believe I was told it's soul food in Myrtle Beach. We may try that tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe what we'll do is just at some point order a little something. And see how they do at the next place. See how they do before we go all in and order $60 worth of soul food. But I mean, I had heard such praise of Big Mike's that I'm just thinking it's got to be off the chain. Yeah, it's off the chain, but in another respect, their process, their procedures, their methods and procedures process is off the chain, and not in a good way. All right, giving you the real deal. Sometimes you watch these YouTube channels and everything is great and everything is fantastic. No, I'm a Bible
Christian by the Bible, so I can't lie. If it ain't good, I have to figure out something else to say, or that's not a lie. If I don't want to just tell you it's not the best. All right, that's it for now.